Dude, that song was such an eargasm, it's not even funny. And I don't use the word eargasm lightly. In fact, I don't really like using it as a term at all, but I had to. Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. I'm Rachel. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on when and where you are watching. Today is a big day because today is the day we get the new Paramore album. I have been waiting for this for years, as probably all of you have. I'm a huge Paramore fan. I have listened to all their music. I've seen them in concert 3 times. I love everything they put out. I'm not a stickler when it comes to them changing their music. I love their old stuff, I love their new stuff, I love it all. I don't have a problem with them changing their sound, and especially not now with the few singles that they've put out for this new album called This Is Why. It's still fun, it still feels like them, it's still Haley, and they're actually super happy. You know, this is an era of all of their careers that seems very positive for them, so to me that's all I really want. And if this is what comes out of it music-wise for them, then I'm also all about it. So I'm really excited. I think this is going to be a really good album. They never disappoint me. So I attended their album release show in Nashville just a few days ago. I thought that they were going to play basically the entire new album. They didn't. It was basically just a regular concert. The only new song they played that they hadn't actually released to the public yet was the song Running Out of Time. I'm still going to listen to all the singles because I love to talk about them and praise them. But yeah, so let's just get started. I'm ready to rock and roll. Got my headphones on. You know, it's the real deal. Okay, we're starting with the biggest one. This was, I believe, their first #1 hit they've ever had, which is actually quite insane to me. I could have sworn like The Only Exception or Ain't It Fun or Still the One would have gotten to that point, but apparently not. Misery Business, like, hello? The fact it's taken this long for them to get #1 is honestly a betrayal to humanity, but we'll make do, I guess. Okay, let's get to listening to This Is Why. I love this beginning. It's just so quirky, the little elements added. That bass, right? It already gets you in the groove. Then Haley's voice comes in. Like an angel. Might be best to keep it to yourself. And this little part where it kind of like elongates out. Does that make sense? This is why I don't leave the house. You say, oh, why? Love the race in that too. This is why. So good. Better have conviction. We were crimes of passion. See, all these little elements in your ears are happening at once. So good. Yes, the echo. And then they add this little part onto to build it even more. Ah, let's do it again. This is why I don't leave the house. That little 3 hit, I'm obsessed with that. It's those simple things that I love that they put in their music where you can dance along to it, you know? Bridge time. This message hits home too. Like, it's very obvious what they're talking about. The pressure from the public makes you want to stay in, specifically for Haley too. I mean, she has such a public platform, you know? Yes, I know. And I relate to her so much. I hate leaving the house. It's very like agoraphobic, or agoraphobia, sorry. Yes, Haley, sing it, baby! It's such an amazing opener. I think it was the perfect single to choose. It just makes you want to dance. Like, I can listen to this song 1,000 times and never not stop dancing to it. It's that catchy, and there's still so many Paramore elements in it. I know people would say it's less punk than old Paramore, but they're not old Paramore. They've grown. You know, they're completely different people. Old Paramore was what, 10 years ago? This is so fresh, it's so fun. It deserves the hype, it deserves the respect and recognition, and I love it. And Haley always looks good when she's dancing on stage to it, so why would you even complain? You know what I mean? The next one is The News. Now this one, I do personally feel like it exhibits earlier Paramore status. I think this is a song that they would have released on Riot or something. This song really gets me going. It gets my blood pumping, it gets the rage flowing, and I like that because I have so much rage on a daily basis that I always try to suppress, but this song gives me a way to release that for at least, 3 minutes. So they could be referencing war in general, but the first verse they directly reference to be the war in Ukraine. It's just so relatable to how things actually are right this second. And the news, it's this unhealthy toxic relationship. It's like we want to know what's going on, but at the same time the news has just become a joke basically, and it's like this weird push and pull of us trying to know what the fuck's going on, but also not being able to stand what we hear. You know what I mean? And it's always like negative stuff. It's hardly ever positive, which can be such a draining thing. I hate watching the news. I don't think I've ever would go out of my way to watch the news. I mean, I would read news articles and stuff, but to choose to actually sit down and watch news, that seems like the worst evening in my mind. Okay, let's go. A war on the other side of the planet. What am I saying? Right behind my. That's the toxic relationship, baby. Just like a headache. Yeah. Yeah. The boys here. Ah! The way it like sounds so like, fuck this. Every second a collective heart breaks. All together every single head shakes. And it's true, it's such a worldwide issue. We all feel this way, regardless of political position. From the front line. Her voice sounds so good. The opposite, I'm safe inside. Ah, she just always, it's so clean. Money and I feel useless behind this computer. Don't we all? Barely scratch the surface of my mind. Got a harmony there. Then you got the cowbell. Yeah, that voice is so real. Again, extending the verse. Shut your eyes, but it won't go away. That's the thing too, right? Like, we can turn off the news all we want. We can shut off our phone all we want. But no matter what, the world's still happening whether we watch it or not. Which is so frustrating, right? This bridge. We don't. We think we do, but we don't. All along we called it normal. That line fucks me up because it's also like a thing of growing up and like educating yourself and realizing, holy shit, the system's actually really fucked. All along we called it normal. And that's what we thought the entire time. Shut your eyes, but it won't go away. It's almost like a disadvantage in a way of living when you do know that it isn't. You're kind of living in this ignorance is bliss kind of mindset when you do think it's normal and it's like whatever, and then until you educate yourself and you're like, oh shit, wait, this isn't right. And now everything just seems doomed, right? It's such a good song of frustration. I think it's so relevant to today. Again, we have the first two songs up and both songs talk about completely different things, but things that are just so prevalent in our everyday lives. It's one of those things that if you've listened to After Laughter, every song in After Laughter is basically, if you listen to the lyrics, they're very depressing. It's heavy shit, but they follow this trend of making bops out of depressing lyrics. But what I like about this is like she's clearly mad in this song, right? And I think even in This Is Why, she's clearly annoyed, but it's projected through the song in a way that doesn't make us feel shitty as a listener. We can acknowledge what she's saying and relate to it and agree or disagree, but it doesn't take away from the fact that like I'm still going to dance and scream out the lyrics. It's not gonna make me feel disgusting inside. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. Anyway. Okay, so song number 3 is Running Out of Time. This is the song I heard live, so I haven't heard actually the produced version. At the concert, she said this song was basically about being late all the time, just running late. But she also said if you want to make it about like climate change, you can't. So it's up for interpretation, I guess. But yeah, let's go.
Said I was gonna take some flowers to my neighbor, but I ran out of time.
I can relate to this so much. Because this is me. I feel like I never have enough time. That's so true too. I have dogs right now. And I hate it because you feel guilty about it.
What if I'm just a selfish prick?
I mean, I could be that too. Yes, that little scream.
Always running out of time.
Those drums.
I'm always running out of time.
Yes, that syncopation.
There was traffic, spilled my coffee, crashed my car, otherwise would have been here on time.
This is very comedic and I like it. This is great. See how it's about being late all the time? Yeah, it's so legitimate.
I'm always running out of time.
Again, something, because a lot of us, especially in America, live with this constant go, go, go on the grind mindsets when there's things that are actually important to make time for, we don't have enough time to do it. And a lot of us just don't even really care. There's not saying it's like a bad thing, but it's like, that's the society we live in.
Why we gotta be in a rush? My watch is just for decoration.
Sing it, baby.
Showed up early for once.
Harmony.
We're always running out.
Although for me, I really don't like these type of people.
I'm always running out of
It really bothers me when somebody is always late. And I know there's things about it, like people talk about having a mental situation that prevents them from like focusing, you know. But oh my god. Sing it! Yeah, period, babe. But yeah, when people are always late, I don't know, I see it as like, come on, you know? If it's always happening. And I think it's kind of funny that she's talking from a point of view of that person that's always running late, that she's saying like, what if I'm just a selfish prick, no regard? And I think like sometimes that is the case, or that's how it comes off, because it's like, why don't you respect my time? And I get that. I get being frustrated with people like that. But that's a really funny song. So yeah, Haley's frustration of not being in control of things and her resistance to change. And it even says, debut the song live in Nashville. Okay, next one is Say Kamasa, which we know. And then after this, we got all new songs. Let's play it. That breakout part. Yes. This chorus is not my favorite, I will say. But I love everything else about the song.
My social life.
Like, I love the verses.
Sit still long enough to listen to yourself, or maybe
I like that she's talking.
enough for you to atrophy to hell.
Yes. Like, my social life, a chiropractic appointment is so real.
I'm off caffeine on doctor's orders. Said it was gonna help to level up.
These are just some really niche experiences that I love.
On the friction that really hinders my progression.
Yes.
I still need a certain degree of disorder.
That rise. I mean, it's dance ready. It's just like, it's so fast. I can't give up. This part. Ooh. Let's just talk about the musicianship. When that part comes in, I love that. We kind of feel this way, don't we? Yes. you know, say Kamasa means it is what it is. And honestly, I live with that mindset so much, especially recently, or that's just the way it is. Yeah, yeah. And yeah, like life is chaotic. I think there's also a certain likeness to the chaos sometimes. I've seen tweets and stuff and posts of people being like waking up at this time and working out and eating healthy, you know, doing things that bring control in your life instead of chaos. They're begrudgingly like, yeah, that actually works. And it can be boring. You're like, yeah. But yeah, the high cost of chaos, who can afford it? I mean, damn. That just calls out so much, you know, especially since there's so many things cost-wise in life right now that we can't afford or are becoming harder to afford. Fucking eggs. To be the most minimum thing. But I love her lyricism. I think it's hilariously relatable. I know I've talked about how relatable they are literally so much, and it's only been 4 songs, but it's true. I definitely feel I can really connect to these songs. They're just so true. It's so refreshing to listen to artists that don't have every single song as a love song. We have more than enough of those, and I love those, but there are artists that I even love, who strictly only talk about love. And to me, there's so much more to talk about, especially in this day and age. Not that Paramore never talks about love, but they're one of those bands that I can always count on to kind of give me something different, give me something unique and original and fun. Okay, so this is a new one. Big Man, Little Dignity. I think I'm gonna like this song from the title alone, because haven't we all met one of those? Ooh, is that like, we got some horns up in here. Some brass, a little flute.
Don't mean to stare at you from across the room. It's like
Dun, 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 dun.
the sheer sight of you, and you're so smooth. It's pitiful. Get away with anything, so that's exactly what you do.
This is hitting too hard. Yes! Yes! Read him! Eat him up! Yes! Oh my god, I love this.
Don't you clean up nice? Bet it feels good to leave the past behind.
Privilege.
You keep your head high, smooth operator.
And you should stay tuned. Yes! My god. I love when Haley gets into it. I have a long list of men that follow this. Yes, Haley. Yeah. Oh, same girly. They really never will. Oh, it never is. And isn't that just the fucking truth and a fucking shame? It's so irritating. And the thing is, like, with the patriarchy and everything, not to get too political or anything, but like, with the patriarchy, yeah, men automatically get a sense of privilege over anybody else. So, yeah, in a way, they do win. I'm not saying they win every time, but they, in general, be winning for having little dignity and integrity. Because it doesn't really matter. They're men, so, you know? If y'all gonna get mad at me for saying that, don't get mad at me, get mad at Haley. She's the one saying it. Yes, this outro! Okay! Oh, yes. Yes, bring it down, bring it down. The flutist! The flutist. The flutist? I didn't know Lizzo was featuring on this album. They were going off. I love that. Okay, I basically said everything I need to say about this song. I don't want to get a bunch of, you know, people with thoughts in my comments about it. But let me see what this actually says about it in Genius. Okay, so the first time Paramore mentioned this song was in an interview for Billboard, which revealed the first details on its theme. It was described as a tune about men who are not held accountable for their actions. And I think every non-man identifying person can agree that we've come face to face with at least one man in our lives that was not held accountable for their actions. And it's very frustrating to see because it seems like it happens so much for men or by men, I guess. I mean, you even look at celebrity culture and stuff, how there's certain male celebrities that will get away with doing something really fucked up. I'm looking at you, Brad Pitt. Then you have women who could do something so much more like mundane and be fucking dropped completely by Hollywood. It's ridiculous. So love that they're calling it out. Okay. You First is up next. Oh! Yes! This is what I'm talking about. Oh, let's go. My blood is pumping. Oh, simmer down, little parallel. Yes!
I keep feeding scraps, I give it my energy, and it keeps on coming back. Everyone is a bad guy.
Especially Billie Eilish.
And there's no way to know.
There's no way to know.
Who's the worst?
Bro! He's thinking my thoughts. My every thought in this album.
All of us, and I hope, I just hope she
Because Karma is a woman.
comes for you first. Oh,
Yeah, she will.
both ways. I guess it really depends, just gotta wait and see.
She is so pissed, and I'm eating it up.
Turns out I'm living in a horror film where
Ooh.
I'm both the killer and the final girl. So giving my energy and it keeps on coming back.
That's the worst of it all. It's like we can't help ourselves, right?
Bad guy, and there's no way to know.
It's weird because it's so easy to come off as a good person and to act like you're a good person. But yeah, I still think in today's society, people are a lot more forward with their bad tendencies. You know what I mean? People are a lot more confident in being a bad guy. But karma's still coming either way, no matter how open you are about it or not.
Never said I wasn't petty.
And I don't want you to be, babe.
Never said I wasn't petty.
Or I do want you to be. Or I don't want you to be not petty.
Never said I wasn't petty. I'll do better when you're better. Let me revel in your defeat.
Yes!
Everyone is a bad guy.
This is so good. Again, this is another kind of old Paramore vibe. This one's a really good one. Yeah, man. See specific info. Okay. It revolves around the central theme of choosing good or evil over evil within yourself by referencing a metaphor of wild animals fighting over scraps. Haley explained in an interview, she says, there's a sense of internal tension, a dichotomy of being both hero and villain across the songwriting on this album, perhaps best defined by lyrics in You First. It's something Williams admits to having experienced in extremes. You're somebody's hero, and they come up to you and tell you about all these things you've helped them with, like her being a celebrity. But in the back of your mind, you're thinking, but I'm an asshole about something you did or a mistake you made. Like, this person has no idea, right? But I think that's just the paradoxical nature of being human. I got mad at kids for fighting at a Paramore show, and then I got mad at myself backstage because I was like, as if I don't get angry about shit, you know? I remember that video, actually, when she does get mad. I remember watching that. Who knows what they're struggling with, or if the world is a horrific place to live in for them. Maybe they don't have money for therapy. Maybe they're going through something I can't even fathom, and it's no wonder they got into a fight at the Paramore show. That's interesting. I mean, sometimes you just gotta allow yourself to be appreciated, I think, and admired. Obviously, no one's perfect. No one's gonna be 100% good all the time. And I don't think just because Haley made a mistake or did anything like that, that she's evil or a bad person. Everybody messes up. Everybody acts out. Even just being aware of your shitty behavior makes you a good person, I think, if you're willing to improve on that and work on that and not do something like that again. And we know Haley's a good person. Next one is called Figure 8. Horns again, or brass.
Drain me dry down to the last drop.
know this is gonna be great.
Wine or flowers die, tap the last good vein, don't know how to shut it off.
Ooh. Yes, guitar.
Once you get
Yes. Oh, I can't wait to shout this. That pause.
became the very thing that I hate. Spinning in it,
Figure eight, really, infinity. A loop, if you will. Going around in circles.
I won't miss the feeling.
Ooh.
Spy an unsuspicious mind. I was only being kind, but you mistook me for weak.
Period. Tell them.
I don't know how to stop. I don't know how to stop.
That's my favorite part.
I don't know how to.
Yes. She's singing. She's taking it. Okay. Sing it, baby. Ooh. Her voice. That little twice. Yes. Oh my god. The drums and the guitar and everything about this. Oh. Yes, the guys harmony. Yo. Dude, that song was such an eargasm, it's not even funny. And I don't use the word eargasm lightly. In fact, I don't really like using it the term at all, but I had to. Damn, that was solid. There's no explanation for this, but I think it makes sense, just kind of like having trouble improving yourself. All for your sake became the very thing that I hate. Yeah, becoming a version of yourself just for somebody else's benefit, and the version you become is someone you wouldn't have even wanted to become if it weren't for this person. It can mean being lost, being stuck in a toxic cycle of behavior, and not really knowing how to not do it anymore. That's my takeaway. Let me know yours. Okay. Liar! Cue Khloe Kardashian. Are we slowing it down? We're grooving.
What was the moment?
Dude, it's so smooth.
Before I only knew to hesitate.
Self-deprecating.
In the grenade.
No!
I lied to you, but I never need.
Okay, swinging along.
Oh, my love, I lied to you.
Okay. Yup.
I got too good at fighting chemicals.
The harmony.
And dodging errors I was asking for. Wading through the fog and then it disappeared.
Dude, it's like liquid, the song, musically.
At once so crystal clear.
Okay, can we pause it for a second? Because I want to know what the fuck she's talking about. Oh, shit. Okay. Wording this is about Hailey's denial for falling in love with band member and partner Taylor York and fighting her feelings because she thought she was wrong to feel them. Oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense from that angle. She said when something has ease to it and when something feels healthy and again, like respectful must be wrong. And I fought that feeling and said to myself that that's just a convenient thing. You're trying to go to where maybe your ego likes it. I just made up anything that I could. Okay, yeah. And you know what's great? The ease to it. I feel like there's just ease about this song, like musically. It just feels like it flows very well and seamless. That's what I was saying, liquid. It's just kind of, Okay, but that makes sense now that like I got too good at fighting chemicals and dodging arrows I was asking for, you know, because this is something she would want, right? But you're dodging any arrow at that point, and it does, like, naked when I'm here, like, it would feel very vulnerable and more exposed than ever because you've got to open yourself up. Finally getting what you want also means you are finally accepting that you're getting what you want, and that can be a lot harder than you think. Kick drum. Let's do it. There you go. And you shouldn't be, babes, because y'all are fucking your mother and father. You know, I actually relate to this a lot. It's almost like you want to push it away because you know it's so good. You're like, no. Don't come to me, because if it's taken away, it's gonna hurt a lot more. It's easy to let go of something bad. It's much harder to let something go that's really good. Her voice is like butter, man. Oh, there's strings. There's strings under the layers. I think. Yes, the drum thingy. Wow, I loved that change of pace. I really did. I think that was great. Next one is Crave. And before we listen, let me just look at. Okay, so she said, when the guys showed me Crave, I was pumped because we haven't had anything that sonically felt like that in a really long time. We don't like to give too much credit to nostalgia. We like to move forward. But with the music, you couldn't escape that feeling. I was just thinking about why I always miss the moment that I'm in because I'm too worried about when it's going to be over. Woo! Let's get into it. Musically, it is great. I mean, are we surprised? Once again, it's kind of feeling a little floaty.
A picture cannot contain the way it feels.
Yeah.
You say live in the present. I'm already dreaming of how it
Yeah.
trying to savor the moment, but I know the feeling will come to.
Always does, doesn't it? Use that voice, babe. I really like the vibe of this song.
Just for a second at all.
Harmony.
So
Yeah.
I crave.
I've been feeling this a lot lately, actually, too. I've been traveling a lot, and as soon as I go to the next place, it's like, where did I just come from, you know? Same, girly.
All it took to make me cry was being alive.
Same, girly.
Look up and see a reflection of someone who never gave way.
Yeah.
What if I told him, and now that I'm older, there isn't a moment that I'd want to change.
Okay. Lyricism.
All again,
I really like the way this song makes me feel.
just for a second and
There's something about this song. Really sinks itself into me. Let's go. Yes. This just feels like a very significant song, if that makes any sense.
Feel the present, future, and the past connected.
I get what she means here. That high note in the back. Her voice is so unstoppable. Like, it is perfect to me. Yeah, that That song, something about it. I think I'm gonna be listening to that song for a lot. I think it's one of my favorite ones. I think it just speaks to me a lot. And I think the way that it was musically, sonically made also heightens that feeling. Yeah, that was really good. I don't know, there's a bittersweetness or something. Kind of a sadness in a way to it. I loved it. Okay, we have one more song left. Like, that's crazy. Ugh. And this song is called Thick Skull. It says, this is the first song that they wrote for the new album. Okay, shit. Marks a sonic departure from After Laughter. On day one in the studio, it had these shades of a few different eras of us being music fans, loving heavy, droney, almost shoegazy moments. That's what I've been feeling for the last two songs, so they nailed that. In another interview, she said, in the final act, there is a pervasive sense of self-blame. The last song on the album is reflective of my biggest insecurities throughout our career, the shit people projected onto me all these years, saying the band is manufactured, that I'm using my friends for my own personal career advance. Who the fuck would even say that? Like, are you fucking for real? If it's you, you should be ashamed. I decided to speak directly to those fears, even indulging the naysayers, this being the last album of this era of our career as part of the same contract I signed as a team. I just want to leave all those fears and the bullshit here. I'm not taking it with me any further. As you should, Haley. Oh my god. You deserve so much. So much good. You don't deserve people's shit. Well, last song, ladies and gentlemen, let's go.
I am a magnet for broken pieces.
Oh, is this gonna be sad? I don't think so. I think it's gonna build.
I pick 'em up and now my fingers are bleeding. It's like my fault.
Oh shit.
Red-handed over the head.
Okay. Wow, this is where her vocals shine. Just this is how her voice is like in these type of songs.
Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me.
I'm sensing. I knew it was gonna get there. Yes.
Only I know where all the bodies are buried.
Use that voice.
By now, I'd find them just a little less scary. Make it easier, but you don't get used to it. Keep on.
Yeah. I just hate that she ever felt this way, you know? But I think it definitely shows.
Now, Captain.
Ah, yes! Drums!
School never did.
Ah!
Nothing for me. Same lesson again.
Yes, this is what I wanted. This is exactly what I wanted.
Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me.
Is that a roar that I heard just heard? Or what was that?
Come on out with your hands up.
Oh, but I think that what I've seen in interviews and on stage and stuff, this mindset isn't there anymore. And I really hope it isn't, but it doesn't seem like it is. This definitely feels like a release in a song.
Hit over the head.
Yes, let it out, babe. Oh, this is so good.
Same lesson again.
Wow.
Caught red-handed.
Damn, that was such a good ending song. Holy shit. I can't believe this album only has 10 songs. Like, I want more. Oh, that was so good. That gave me everything I wanted. I knew it was gonna build. I knew. You know, and that makes perfect sense why this was the first kind of breakaway from After Laughter. It sounds nothing like After Laughter. It does sound like they're completely releasing themselves from an era and going into something else. And I love it. I love it. I think the album is so solid. I think there's a little bit of everything, and I'm glad there is, just the difference in dynamics of songs. You have songs that you can scream to, songs that you can bop to, songs that you can cry to, songs that just make you feel good, make you feel heard. Every single song, literally, like, I can see myself in the lyrics, in the music. It's just so real to life now, and I think especially to life for someone young, someone in their 20s or 30s even, and it's really solid for how long it took, you know, the fact that they've all come together again, for how long the wait was. I think this is such top quality. Is it my favorite album of theirs? No. I think everyone has their favorite album and probably wouldn't linger from that, but it's up there with every single other one. It's so mature, it's so them. I think it combines everything. I think it's literally a culmination of their entire work is literally in this album. Every kind of influence is in it. I still think it's very them. I don't think I'm listening to a completely different band at all. I don't think it strays really that far away from their typical stuff. I think it's great. Haley was amazing. Her vocal is so crazy. She's so capable of emitting emotion through her singing that just makes you want to latch on. What more is there to say? I mean, I just love it. I love it so much. I can't wait to fucking listen to it over and over again until I get tired of it. It would be so awesome to hear these live too. It would be very interesting to hear these live. If you liked watching this video, give this video a like. Comment your thoughts about the album. What are your favorites? For me, I definitely think, well, Thick Skull, whoo. The News, yes, for sure. The News like does it for me. Crave, I think Figure 8. I think those are my tops. They could definitely change in the next hour though. It'll take me a second to figure out my absolute favorite one. I definitely think it could be Thick Skull. I just gotta listen more, and I will. But yeah, tell me your favorites, tell me your thoughts about this as it compares to their past albums. Also, if any of y'all are going on tour, I'm not. I wish I was, but I'm not. But if you are, let me know, because that's so exciting. And as always, subscribe or don't. I can't make you, but I would love it if you did. And I will see you next time. Bye!